Good day, Taurus. Welcome to Meenakshi Tarot. Meenakshi here. This is a reading for you for the 24th to the 30th of October. Hope you guys are doing great. So, remember, as always, this is just a general reading, and we'll see which kinds of Taurus energy comes towards me and what is the message for your collective. So, if this reading does not resonate with you, please look at your moon, your Venus and your rising signs. And those of you that are cross-reading, welcome. Thank you for watching. I want to thank those of you that have subscribed to my channel. I do appreciate that. Okay, a few cards have flipped over. Okay. Okay, Taurus, let's see what's going on here. Okay. Cards are in the middle of the deck. Okay, let's have a look here. We've got Scorpio energy coming through, and we also have Leo energy coming through. Okay, this is interesting. So, Taurus, we are seeing that some of you are in a happy phase or place emotionally, spiritually. You're feeling quite connected. Could be a happy family situation. Your relationship is really feeling quite good, even if it's a work situation. Everything is feeling productive. You can see growth and change, and you're feeling very rooted and very happy with where you are with regards to that. Some of you could have, taken a very difficult journey to get to where you're at. Also, caused there to be a lot of change in your life with what had happened. There was this tremendous change, and you had to embrace this change to be where you are. However, we see that you are still having to deal with a little bit of malicious energy. You could be dealing with spitefulness, or even with an adult person who behaves very childishly. You could be having somebody who's very insincere, who's very manipulative. You can, they are called tricksters. They never straight up with you, and they just delude you in situations. And it could be with regards to a financial situation, it could be with regards to a business situation. It's a situation that has caused you a little bit of financial difficulties and some struggles. Maybe this is somebody who also manipulates you with the financials, and where they're leaving you out of decisions, out of truths, out of things that are happening. Or you are feeling very burdened as well because of the financial, this new beginning, this new financial growth is just leaving you feeling very stuck and very excluded from others. However, you do need to allow yourself to have the strength, this wisdom to be able to move forward, to trust yourself, to tame your fears, and to realize that you have a lot of options and a lot of opportunities to move on. But there's a lot of lessons that you also need to know, that you need to learn from the past. A lot of grounding, a lot of balance, a lot of fruitfulness in your life, a lot of new growth, a lot of financial change. But you must also remember there's still a lot more work to do. The project is still ongoing. This project of your life, of your situation, is still ongoing, and you need to evolve with that. We see that there are these drastic changes that have occurred in your life, and it has impacted your financials in a very positive way, and that you need to be very focused and very calm. And remember that you need to also look at maybe your behavior in the past, where you may have been somebody who wasn't very honest financially, and how that affected your family dynamics or your friendship circle. So you need to bear consciousness of this, of what has happened. Okay, I'm going to draw some more cards because, there's a lot more to this than meets the eye. So you are in this phase where you can have this change for yourself. So if you have been, let's see, you got Queen of Cups in reverse. So if you have been a difficult person, now's the time to be aware of all of that, okay? All of that. Okay. Oh, Taurus, Let's see, what more can we say for you? Yeah, Taurus. Temperance, Sagittarius energy, Six of Cups. Okay. You've definitely got some kind of air energy around you that is Aries, Libra, Aquarius, Sagittarius. You've got Scorpio card twice in this reading. You've got Cancer energy. So what I'm seeing here is sort of like a third party situation. Taurus, you could be in a situationship or in a situation right now where you are not feeling very loved. You're not really wanting to be a part of this love situation. There could be some connection. Maybe the partnership that you were in, your permanent partnership, is something that you have lost your love and your passion for. You don't wish to be there. Some of you could be finding yourself, it could have been a very difficult relationship to maintain. It's been very difficult, and there's definitely some kind of a third party involvement here. And it's a lot to do with just this change that is required. And it might be you that needs to make the change, or this other person who needs to make a change, but there's a stalemate, a change that needs to happen. It could be that, because this relationship has been an ongoing relationship for such a long time, maybe it's been a long-standing relationship, and there's a lot of issues. Could be either yourself or your person. There's been this negative energy in this relationship. There's been this negative vibration, and it's really feeling very burdensome, and it really needs this change. You want to move away. Some of you may be wanting to move towards a Scorpio person. Some of you may be wanting to move towards a Leo or a Sagittarius person, but there's definitely this energy that you want to move away from feeling left out in your relationship, from feeling excluded from things, it could be you've just fallen out of love or out of sync with each other, but there seems to be a relationship that you have either been lying to yourself or you've been lying to that other person, or there's some kind of delusion involved. That the relationship that you are in seems to be Taurus. This is not where you want to be. Some of you are wanting to move on to somebody else. You need to bring in some balance with this. There could be attraction, there could be passion, a certain level of lustfulness in the situation. You need to bring in balance, because you might be dealing with somebody who can be very sharp with their words, with their attitudes, maybe somebody who can be a bit of an aggressive energy. And we see you really feeling as though you want to move towards the Scorpio person with a love message and an affirmation. There's definitely something here. Somebody is wanting to move towards somebody else. Like I said, could be somebody who's a Sagittarius, a Leo, Scorpio. Definitely, because really, and that is where you want to be. Let me draw some more cards. The person, there's something toxic in your relationship with the person that you are with. It could be a soulmate relationship that has come to an end. Yep. You are very bored. And even if it could be, if there is a possibility of it being a happy situation, this is not where you want to be. You are looking someplace else. You don't want to be with this person. There's a lot of conflict in this situation. You are very overwhelmed. Person could have Capricorn in their chart. Wow, okay. You might have, there's definitely something that you want to move away. You want to move away from this situation, definitely. Your relationship with this other person could be a Capricorn, or could have Capricorn in their chart. Could be somebody who's an air sign. That is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. I'm thinking air sign with what I'm feeling with Capricorn in their chart. So you are feeling a little overwhelmed. But it's a very good working situation with regards to you and the Scorpio person. There's collaboration, cooperation. You're a little bit confused about how it is to navigate your existing relationship, but there's a lot of conflict. There seems to be conflict, and you want to move away from this conflict. You want to move away from this relationship that brings you all this conflict, and you want to be someplace else. You're caught up in a very negative, toxic situation where you are very unhappy, and you really want to move away. You don't want to be there anymore. Divorce, separation. You don't want to be in this, what was exciting once upon a time is not, and you're realizing that you have a choice now. You don't need to stay in this situation, and you can move away. It could already be you thinking about it. Maybe there's messages about this, and you need to just actually be very clear about how are you going to focus this so that you are clear with what it is that you want, because you're having a very good cooperative relationship with this other person. There's something to this. You have already thought about it. You really want to. You want to be someplace where you feel you can be this love energy and have love. See the Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy coming through. Could be in your chart. Could be something that you know. Could also just be you being with this other person that brings out this loving nature in you and brings out this gentleness and all the good things about you. And you're very confused and caught up and not sure, but you do know that you're not happy where you're at. And you're needing to make this decision. You're confused about this decision that you need to make. And I don't understand why you're confused about this decision, because you don't want to be where you are anymore. You just have a guilty conscience about leaving. Taurus, it seems to be that some of you are having a guilty conscience about leaving where you are because you want to be with somebody else. You have a choice to make. We all have choices to make. So you need to think about what is your choice going to be here, Taurus. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see, Taurus. What is this here that we have for you? The broken heart. Second chakra, Archangel Ariel walking away. Adjacent possibilities. Angel of love. And the temple path in reverse. So you see that you are feeling quite broken-hearted, and this is about this connection. Feeling very broken-hearted about this connection. It's a very intimate connection that you have, and you really want to walk away from having options and being in that situation where you have to look at options. You need to realize that you need to bring some love to yourself, and it's almost as though you feel like you deserve this love and you want this love situation. You want to show love to someone else, but there's a little bit of a disconnect. You are spiritually and mentally and physically, it's like you are not on the same page. You're feeling very disconnected with yourself because of this grief that you're feeling, this brokenheartedness. It's as though your heart is pining for this other person, and you are very stuck. You are feeling in your situation. What are you not becoming aware of is that you do have the freedom of choice here. You can choose yourself, and you need to look at these options that you have. But you also need to remember that you do need to love yourself, and maybe this is a time where you're going to have this disconnect to be able to move forward, because what you have to move forward to could be, in some cases, it could be cultural or religious views that are keeping you stuck in an existing relationship, and you don't want to be there, but you do need to have to think about yourself and what's good for your own heart and for your own soul and for your own growth as well. Because, is the other person really happy? If you are so unhappy, are you deluding yourself that the other person is also happy? Or maybe you both have just gotten so used to living in this unhappy situation that you'll think that this is happiness. But now that you have found a love situation, you have to question as to why would you stay somewhere where your spirit seems to be dying, your heart, your love cup is going to just get depleted because you need to be someplace else. This is a very, very strong call for you to prioritize yourself. Okay, let's draw some more cards here. Okay. Taurus. Let's see what more we've got here for you. This is such a definite message for some Taurus people out there. This is so definite. Like I said, this is the energy that came through. It may or may not. Oops. I dropped a card here. Let me just pick this card up. Give me a second. Grounding. You really need to go deep within yourself and take your time. Relax and look at what it is that you want to grow. Whether you're male or female, what is it you want to give birth to? What is this new life? You need to think about it. You need to think about where is it that you're going to. Because you've been someplace, and this someplace did not make you happy. Let's see, 3 more cards came out here. And you are discovering the truth about yourself and your situations, which is putting you on a wandering path, which is actually taking you on a voyage of the heart. So there's a bit of conflict here for some of you. You really just need to take this moment of peace and quiet and decide, you make this decision. You don't need to stay somewhere. You don't need to hijack somebody else's life in unhappiness. You don't need to stay there if that's not where you want to be. If you want to be someplace where, there's love and there's acceptance, and you can truly be yourself, why would you stay somewhere for the sake of being there? And I know sometimes cultural things complicate our lives. The Great Severing. This is Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. And this is where you're at right now because, this is like a very intense energy that you are experiencing right now. This whole confronting your situation. You have to be kinder to yourself and kinder to the other person. If you have not told the other person that you want out of the relationship, you can't allow yourself to constantly be angry with them if they don't know where you are at. Maybe they do know where you are at and they're watching you to wait to see what you're going to say to them. But you wouldn't know, and you seem to be having a conflict situation where there's this anger and this conflict all the time. And you need to really soften yourself to love, because if you operate from a place of anger, it's just going to be creating more chaos. Rather, allow your heart to soften into that love that you feel with that other person, and be honest with yourself and be honest with your person and have your truth and say, tell them this is not where you want to be. Don't lie, because you are hurting. You're creating this love triangle, and you're just hurting somebody. Somebody's getting hurt. You're hurting others because you are angry. You're hurting yourself as well, Taurus, because you are angry. So look at the situation, ground yourself, be truthful to yourself. Know that you have your own path to wander on to the voyage to your heart. Not with anger and conflict, but soften yourself to love. So Taurus, I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. Please remember to subscribe and to share my videos, and I'll see you guys again next week. Take care and goodbye.